Hello everyone. It's I think it's February 25th. Yes, beautiful morning here in Kerkrade or Kerkrade. Kerkrade is English. Kerkrade is Italian English. Anyway, just want to do a quick update with all of you. We are gradually coming to the most fun part of the Sounds of Oneness creative process. We are now more or less clear of the structure and the foundations of each of the 8 tracks, and now we need to play until it becomes really consolidated in our heart and our mind, the song, every song, and then we are ready finally for recording, which I am anticipating to be occurring in the second half of April or at the latest at the beginning of May. So we have scheduled a few more rehearsals, one rehearsal a week, starting this coming up March 8th. At this point we need to assemble as many musicians as possible on top of the core of the Sounds of Oneness team. So we need to put a little bit more strong emphasis on those musicians that might be possibly interested in joining us in a few rehearsal and a recording session, and then later in performing live. So you all guys have mentioned some connection. Now is the time to really approach firmly this musician and get a straight answer, yes or not, because now we need to have basically vocalist, at least one, ideally more than one, because there are moments where I would like to create choirs, background vocals, and moments where I need a simple and a leading vocalist, kind of a soprano, but not only classical, also able to go in their throat and express a little bit more like a gospel kind of voice, and sometimes be able to be a soprano voice. This would be the ideal scenario in terms of vocalists. So one lead vocalist and a few background vocals. We definitely need, we would like to have a good keyboard player that play piano very consistent, so that I can switch into the pads and other stuff. And we do need violins, strings, whether it's violin, viola or cello, a combination of them. One violin would be wonderful, more violins would be even better. And so I remember, Erwin, you mentioned vocalist. Let's see what they have to say, yes or no, come or not, because we need to get to the core of our production now. Email, you mentioned an harpist and a pianist. Sim, you mentioned I think a violinist and some other instrument. Isabel, I know you're already connected with the trumpet player, and soon he will get back at you. I'm ready to connect with him if he's interested. This would be the best scenario, to gather these people in the next few rehearsals together with us in order to really go song by song and go into the full ensemble. If this doesn't happen, means people other than us do not show up, then the second option is that the 6 of us will go into a recording studio and record the 8 tracks, and then later I will engage studio section with the studio section musicians to add those layers that are missing. So if nobody show up, Erwin, Remo, Sim, Isabel, Emil and we will go into the recording studio and lay down all the tracks, and then later I will add other musicians. I will hire a vocalist, I will hire a trumpet player, I will hire maybe a keyboard player, violins, and so we will get to the goal no matter what. But ideally it would be nice if these people will come at the rehearsal, so we will have a more organic, more community kind of vibe, rather than fragment musician just for studio sections. Talking about the recording, Emil, when you are ready, I will, and you establish a connection with the studio recording that you mentioned. I'm ready to come with you or just by myself and connect with these people and strategize the best way to record. You know, are we going to record analog, digital? What is the budget that is required? How many days? How many mixing days? And what kind of platform is being used, and how we are going to record. We're going to go record simultaneously. All this detail needs to be discussed with the people that are in studio, so that we can plan a very nice and wonderful recording session. It might last for a few days, most likely. Also, the idea of then once we master, we mix everything. How does it resonate? The idea of going to 432 hertz. Are this studio able to do that, and they suggest to do that? Is there any downfall by doing that? These are the questions that we need to address with the studio recording. Most of all, we need to know what kind of budget and what way we are going to record everything. I would like now to intensify the video production, the behind-the-scene video production, which means that I will start to involve more and more people and cameras in order to create small videos of us while we are rehearsing. And I am already discussing with Kim and Sim a way to create a choreography in the beautiful Sim space with nice lighting, and at least with 2 or 3 cameras, possibly 2 people filming by hand, and maybe 1 camera or 2 camera on a tripod, so that we can start to create a nice marketing videos, and also some photography, of course. I will discuss that with Kim and Sim next Friday. Remo, I'm really counting on you to be with us in the next few rehearsals. We really at this point need you to be with us, because without bass there are many things that we cannot really address. And Emil needs to focus on his guitar playing. He's constantly switching from bass and guitar, and that creates a kind of fragmented experience. We need a bass player, so please, Remo, be with us as soon as possible, possibly right away on this March the 8th. March 8th could be a day where magically and finally we are all together, hopefully. And that could be really a breaking through day, because when we are all together we can go through all the tracks and really fine-tune all the details, record them, and then we can practice on that later. For now, we always have somebody's missing, some pieces are missing, some instruments are missing. So, yeah, I think it is like that. But we are not, it's like this time from March 8th, we should be able, hopefully, if everybody show up, we should be able to have our family all together and be able to really listen and perform and hear the song in its fullness. Hopefully we will also have some nice surprises, some other musicians. Hopefully we will have some vocalists coming in. Martin, the violinist player, should be coming, and maybe also somebody else, we'll see. We will also at a certain point discuss the video production during the recording in studio. We will dedicate some time of studio times, some packets of studio time we will dedicate it to studio, to video making. And finally we need to discuss a little bit, we need to start to address the idea of performing. I will meet with the OASE people sometime probably next week or the following one to discuss the details about our first live rehearsal performance. That's how it's going to be a live rehearsal. And there too we will shoot some video, we will do some... basically, the more we produce material and put it on the social media, the better we have the chance to start to book live events. Okay, I think this is for this day. It's all I have to say. Any comments, please feel free to call me or write in our group. By the way, soon I will have a Facebook public page on Sounds of Oneness, and possibly also an Instagram Sounds of Oneness, where everybody, each of us, will be able to share whatever they wish to share on the social media. And that's also is going to create a nice networking. All right, so this is it for now. If I don't talk to you before, I will see you on March the 8th. Ciao, beautiful guys. Bye-bye.